Hi everybody. So I wanted to make a a hints video on the project for the calculator, project 2. Uh, I know a lot of you are finding it confusing, and so I want to give you some kind of tips on how you'd want to go about this problem. So the first thing to really focus on is not the actual getting stuff to show up, right? Uh, that's actually your secondary concern. It's actually better to take your values and get it working in JavaScript. So to that end, I'm gonna have everything console log here. So watch as I click the numbers. So we're building a first number, right? If you think about how a calculator works, as you type numbers, it builds out, right? And you will only ever get to another number after you hit an operator. So if you keep clicking numbers ad infinitum, you won't build a second number. Once you hit an operator, then you start building a second number. And only once you've added a first number, an operator, and a second number can you hit equals in this calculator. So as you see, as I type numbers or click numbers, I'm building out a first number. And if I hit equals, nothing's going to happen because of the functionality that I've built into the code. So once I hit an operator, minus, I can start building out a second number. So there's going to be some conditional logic there. But let's first talk about how you would build out these numbers, right? So if you obviously use a number to keep track of things, you're going to end up probably adding them together. If we think about though how a string acts, if I have a string here, let me try to zoom in here. If I have a string, let x equals a, and I do a plus b, we'll get ab, right? Likewise, if I have a number, so let's think about this, right? The values on the HTML that I'm console logging in event.target.value in the starter code are going to be strings. So if I have a blank string, I can take that blank string and tack on numbers to it. Whoops. And that replicates the behavior I'm looking for. So you're going to want variables, like I say in the to-dos, to keep track of each number. We want to keep track of first number, we want to keep track of second number, and we want to keep track of operator. And probably the best way to go about doing that is to have a string that you'll keep concatenating. So the idea is you click on a number and you concatenate onto that variable. And you're going to be building this string variable. And those variables will be globals so that you have kind of state variables to keep track of that. And the idea of clear is that it will start the whole process over. It'll reset those variables back to empty strings. Clear 658, clear 321. And as I enter things in, I can build these variables. So your code will just have variables that you're keeping track of each number and the operator, and have some conditionals to, which one should I be entering in? Well, first you start with the first number, then only if you've clicked an operator will you build a second one. So if I hit plus now when I start clicking, it'll fill out a second number. So you need some conditional logic and click number. And all click number is going to do is either build out this first number or build out this second number. Once I have a first number and a second number and an operator, if I hit equals, then I'll need to take those strings parse them into numbers, and calculate a result. And how do I calculate a result? Well, I'm going to have to make a conditional that reads this operator and tells me what kind of operation I want to do. So if I've clicked the divide, I want to take the first number and divide it by the second number and save that result somewhere before putting it on the page. If I've clicked the power, I want to take the first number and raise it to the power of the second number. 8 equals 64. Well, yeah, 8 to the 8th power is a big number, not 64. Not 8 times 8. 8 to the 8th power is big. 2 to the 2, clear. 2 to the 2 equals 4. So that's really what you want to focus on. So once more, you'll be building out, you'll have variables, and clicking on these operators and numbers should work on those variables. Then once you have that set, once you have the logic working of the numbers working, right, and you're able to log a correct answer, 222 plus, or 222 plus 666, 444. Did I do that math right? Let me clear that. 222 plus 666 equals 444. I messed something up there. 555 minus 111. Oh, I gotta clear. 555 minus 111 equals 0. Huh. Goofing something up there. Let me pause the video real quick and come back. Okay, sorry about that. So I had a mistype in my code. I was adding the first number to the first number and not the second number. So now if we clear it and we do 222 plus 111, we get 333. And so once you have those variables set up, the last step is then just taking the value as you're building it and putting it on the page. Since you've got all the logic working in JavaScript, you just need to, once you click the button, put the value that's already been built out, it's already working, you've got the functionality, put the value on the page, like so. I'll go ahead and pause the video again and finish the code. Alright, I'm back. So now, I think I coded this right. I should have probably demoed before I started the recording, but here we go. So now we should work. So I still have all the variables, but I just do the next little step of putting it on the page, right? So there's 654, that's our first number, minus 212 equals 442. And so this is where those elements that you grab, so per the to-do, you need to grab the elements on the page here, those H1s, and all you do is just set their text content to the right thing every time you click on something. So they'll go inside the event handlers. And at the very end, when I clear it, you'll reset them back to empty. And you'll reset all these variables back to empty. And that's going to build out this this project. So I'll have office hours to go over this, and if anyone has any questions, they can Slack me, or as usual, we can set up a Zoom meeting or something. So everyone takes care.